I would say good morning and a pleasant Sabbath. A pleasant Sabbath to all those out there. This is what? This is Saturday. I call it the day after Black Friday. Well, you know how it goes. This is right after Thanksgiving, which has been wonderful for many people, but also can be also a very sad time for other people. You know, depending on people's perspectives. Making this video here until get to the next one to kind of explain some stuff. You know, it's interesting, right? You know, someone, you know, like I'll pretend I'm asking myself, if someone does say, hey, why do you make videos? Why you bother? Or why do people take time to listen and to watch or listen to other people as well in everything? You know, with everything else out there, sometimes I have them videos, I'm like, post it. Sometimes I'm like, nah, they may not understand. Or maybe like, nah, too much background chatter, nah, all this stuff. And then it's like, but then it's suppose, why are we doing it? Are we doing it to get monetized? Are we doing it to get people to watch and go, ooh, like, views? Like I get prompts from Facebook and different social media stuff saying, this one asks you to be a friend, this one asks you to do this or this. And I'm like, that's cool, that's nice. I'm not anybody big. I'm not anybody special like that. I mean, it's nice to see, to want a friend, you know, and to see how extra people you can, you know, join into your circle with and stuff. But then I'm like, you know, you ask yourself, are they all friends? Are they all good, trustworthy, all right? I say this on the backdrop of something else. There's a lot of stuff going on inside that people don't see and know. When you see videos of people and stuff where they post things and stuff, you say it's like, are they baiting us? Are they tricking us? Are they why are people posting videos and stuff? Why are people talking? Why are people curious or even trying to speak out? Why are people? So many things you can ask. I can't even go into every single detail, but just saying like, there's a lot of stuff that goes on that people don't see, you know. And the reason why I say that is that, I mean, it's like, you know, the Bible says, "As wise man keepeth a still tongue," and then I'm like, well, are we wise for speaking? Are we wise for saying too many things right now? Should we hush? You know, at the same time, you know, it's nice to kind of have like someone to understand. It's nice to kind of be able to express some stuff, some people, you know. And you know, let me show you a little picture right here. See what I see here? I'm walking with my little sandals and socks in the back here because it's kind of cold right now. It's chilly out here. This is Florida. It's pretty cool. It's nice, but this is the coldest season. You know, some parts they get like a really frozen tundra part. You know, really cold spell. But here now, we're getting a little bit of it ourselves, but not as much. They say like an Arctic front is coming down, and you know, a little bit, and there's maybe some snow here and there. Thank God Florida don't get that much snow. All, maybe some parts, who knows? I never see any snow so far the last 2 years we've been here. And I like it like that, you know. I like snow too. You know, it's lovely, but when you got to get up like 4 or 5, you know, in the morning or 6, and it's cold and 8 degrees out there, 9, 10 degrees, I'm like, oh. But for some people, it's like, it's a winter wonderland. It's like, it's wonderful. You know, but I grew up in the Caribbean, and it's nice and warm and tropical there. You know, they have some spells, but it can get really hot. But not like this kind of coldness in some parts, you know. But here's the thing. Even if it's cold, right, and it's freezing in others, is it that unbearable? Is it something like, I don't want it? Is it something that nobody wants to live and endure? But what about people who are actually living in those climates right now? You know, the Dakotas or Michigan areas or all these places upstate, other places getting how many feet of snow per year. And they just kind of learn to live with it. They have their homes and their stuff. Iowa, I hear all the time getting some stuff. You know, Idaho, I mean, you think about it. People just live with the conditions that they kind of born into. And then what they do with it, it's like, you know, it's just life. And at the same time, if you're born in a place that's always hot and tropical and things, it's like, what? You know? But then again, it's like, anomalies can happen in the weather conditions. Some people have monsoon, typhoons, all kind of stuff happening around the world. So why I say all this is that it's like, I like what God said, in all things give thanks, no matter what or where. You know, just make the best of it. Because honestly, if we can't change it by just talking about it and complaining about it, says when we go ahead and cover this up. If we can't change it, why bother saying complaining about it? And good to complain? I mean, you can voice one's opinion. And these are the sorrels I was showing the last time. The videos. You can voice your opinions. I mean, who knew this sorrel thing here would actually become so beautiful and have such a nice looking flower ready to bud. I mean, I'm looking at stuff there, and I'm like, remember, I cut down the tree in the back that I chopped about because I thought it was a bad tree. I thought it was like, I don't like the way it looked. It looked so dark and red, like it looks like a snake. It's like, ew, I don't like snakes. Literally and figuratively, I don't like to see them. So I'm always gonna give them. But look at it. This is wow. But let's go back to what we were saying. We grew up with a lot of things around us, and we just kind of take it as some people take it for value, take it as is, and just gonna say that's just life. And then you ask yourself, it's like, what really is life? What is it really about? Especially during this holiday season and stuff, it's like, you live long enough, and depending on where you live, you kind of notice there's certain patterns, certain things where things just kind of, they seem to have some days or some parts of the year where it's either summer, winter, spring, or fall, the seasons, and autumn, and fall, and then it's like a cold spell, dry spell. Sometimes it's like just a work period. Then it's like vacation time period. And then it's like, it goes back to like wintry period. And then it's like hibernation period. And then it's like getting out there, and then it's like festivity season and party and things, and around different countries. I watch a lot of videos about different places, and I look at stuff like in Japan and the Asian countries, and there's one I saw recently, like, wow, about the history of Asia, and I'm like, the first emperor of China, and wow, what a history. And then I see a lot of commonalities between them, and I look into the biblical stuff, and I say, what is it about? But this is going to tie into what we're talking about, of who I am, who you are, and why we have this little get-together time, video. Content I may make, you may make. Because I'm watching other people's content and videos too, because I'm learning from you guys. And I need to learn from you guys. That's why I'm like, people, post more, make more, show more, because I can't travel and go everywhere, and vice versa. So if you know something, see something like something, you never know. As long as it's not anything vulgar or something that's like, curse or derogatory or disrespect God or disrespect anything, I'm like, show me what you got. Show me where you are. Show me how life is in your side of the woods, We watch videos of Ellie from Russia and other stuff, and people from Ukraine, people from China, Japan, Korea, people in the Caribbean. I watch some, but not as many as I wish I could, because there's just so many things out there. But I watch some videos about 4K plus of amazing views of things of shots around the world, wonderful places around the world, and I'm like, whoa, there's so many wonderful things we can see in this world, so many beautiful things. And then the other question is, how much time do we have to watch them and endure them? Look at my face. I remember once, young and good strong skin, but I'm not old. I mean, according to some people, they call it anything above 20 is old, 25 is older, 30 is old. I'm like, what? And then plus, but I'm like, I'm just taking life as it comes, man. You know what I'm saying? Things may hurt here and there, may get aches and joints in the bones here and there, and other things may, but I'm like, honestly speaking, just gotta take it as it is, because what's the point? What's the point of complaining? We can make new inventions and new things to kind of help, new medicines and stuff, like, tag a bomb. You see what, as I get older, I have a lot of icy hot and Vicks, all these things around the house. Now, I don't want to be someone who'll be having like medicines and all this stuff here and there. It's like, well, let me get this in case for those sore, achy joints. But doing the kind of work I do, and the kind of stuff I do, there are some days you get achy, sore joints, and your fingers may hurt. You look, I squeeze my finger in the car door, all these things. And I'm like, that's just it. So I'm not going to complain about it. I'm just going to take it. I'm not dying to hear. I'm not changing anything. I am beautiful. How it is. I take it. I'm beautiful. And so are you. And so it's not about me. It's really about us. You know what I'm saying? It's about us. Why? Because we can do a lot of different things. Mystery. Wonderful things. We can do a lot of things. This little tamarind bush was once this big. Now the big thing is getting up here. Now it's big like this now. It's almost as tall as me. Wow. Life happens. Life really happens. And then I said, Lord, how shall we govern our days? How shall we live in this life when so many things are happening and going on around us? how shall we make the best of the opportunities and to stay positive and to stay optimistic despite all the stuff we hear about us? Should we complain too? Should we gripe too? Should we voice our dissent? And then it's like, who's listening and who listens and for what purpose are we listening for? So you look at the videos that come up on this channel, and again, ourselves and give you some background, right? And it's like 10 minutes into the video. Let me try to do that. Let me try to stay on point like this. So my name is Curlin. Okay, I'm coming to you from beautiful, warm, sunny Florida, but I didn't always live here. Came to the U.S., lived in Brooklyn, New York, for a period, and I'm, honestly speaking, never liked it. We came at a time when oh wow, what you got there? Got some stuff, some bitter melon, some other stuff in the back. Oh, it's harvested in the back. Yeah. We came at a time when I think graffiti was all over the place in the way I live in East New York, like Grafton Street, East New York. Then it's like people, a lot of wedlock children, a lot of people having babies are crazy over there with, out of marriage. But this is just part of Brooklyn. Other parts are a little bit better, I'm guessing, But we seem to live on the poor side, side. It's like people, if I think people feel more, say, well off, then you can maybe afford something different and a quieter, nicer environment where children could grow in a lovely environment without all this crime and violence and drugs and stuff. This is when the high time of like Run DMC and these guys with the big Gucci links and the brass knuckles, all that stuff there. Gangs are here and there, but drinking, smoking, all the stuff around there, I'm like, it wasn't good. So thank God we managed to get out of there and move to another area, from my Flatbush area to finally getting to live somewhere close to the Queens, and then to, finally getting out there to live up in a little bit outside the five boroughs, which was nice. It seemed to be outside the five boroughs, seemed to be much, much welcomed. Outside of Queens, Brooklyn, Bronx, and the rest. But what I did notice was the taxes and the bills and the cost of living kept getting higher and higher and higher. And there's less parking, there's less places to drive, more restrictions, more stuff everywhere. The buildings are going up, but then the buildings are also getting revamped. They were breaking down older buildings to build newer buildings, and more stuff was there. And Brooklyn seemed to be changed. It has changed. It was changing a lot, and other parts of the U.S. and stuff are changing too, But a lot of things good are happening, but a lot of things bad are happening at the same time. With all the increases of cameras and speed cameras and all these things here and all these things here, I'm like, you're thinking, and they tell us it's for our benefit, but then it really wasn't for our benefit. It looks like it's just for their benefit to monitor and watch us and to squeeze us. I mean, take away the parking spots, and they say they're making more biker lanes, but you're making biker lanes in a very weird way of kind of like at First Avenue in Manhattan. They put the biker lanes on the you have to come with your car. They have the sidewalk, then the biker lane, and then the people come out their car. People park there. So when you come with your car, you can get hit by a bike. You park, you get hit by a bike, you hit someone, you have to cross over them. But they say, how are you supposed to give bikes a place to go? But it's like, they have places in other states where they have the bikes have their own designated lanes on the road, and the cars have their own. Other countries have it so nice and orderly and organized. That's such a ricochet of chaos. So I just say that, sorry, but New York has upset me a lot of what they did, because I'm like, I couldn't understand why is it so hard to just do something so simple. Just give everybody their space and don't bug them. Don't bother them. But it's not only New York, other states too. But I did notice a lot of things in difference in blue states and red states. Blue states seem to be a lot more, liberal in terms of what they want to do, more to do whatever they want, but restrictive in terms of your liberties and your freedoms. They don't want you to have freedom. They don't want you to have more self-defense and protection of yourself. They want you to be more dependent upon the states. Red states seem to be more family, Christian oriented in terms of I'm talking about New York. I mean, the U.S. And they seem to be more freedom, more like patriotic, more constitutional followers, more like, hey, more centered on Christ, more Jesus, more God in the way that people are taking care of each other and altruistic. And they seem to be more pro-liberty, pro-freedom. Defend yourself, you have to, right to bear arms and stuff like that. So Texas, Florida, like Oklahoma is a good one too, and other places that are pretty good. And you look at the country, you can see the difference. Look at California, look at New York, look at Texas, and look at Florida. Those four give you a very good example of what it is. I mean, present day now. I mean, they've switched hands between different parties back then, but then again, I say, are the parties really that different? Sometimes, even though you may see difference in red and blue states, I think it's the people that they won't tolerate some things. Sometimes they tolerate more. But in truth, it's like, to me, I think it's like two sides of the same coin sometimes. The elections, presidential elections, I'm like, are they elected or selected? Because things look a lot shady from what I see happening in many elections of the past. The one we had recently, when Trump is been re-elected or reselected. I mean, me personally, I'm happy. He's back. I honestly, let me tell you why. Because I've been arguing with my family and other people about this, and I said, why you want Trump? Why you want Trump? They said, listen, I don't know him personally. I don't know what he stands for in the inner workings of his heart, and he may be just working with them on the other side too. But I like the fact that he's frustrated and tired, at least from what he's saying, of what he's been seeing happening around the world. All these wars, violence, bombs, and shooting, and people coming across the border illegally, and raping, and killing, and murdering. I mean, there are good things out there. Not everybody is doing that. But there's a balance to everything. And I see people saying, if you're speaking about religious stuff, don't get involved in such matters. Don't get involved in. I'm like, let them speak for themselves. Honestly speaking, everybody can have an opinion, so let me have mine. And you're entitled to your opinion. I let them speak, and I let them say what they want to say. I listen, or I can choose to turn off. And same thing goes. You watch these videos, you can choose to listen or turn off. I hope you stay and listen to what the rest of the content is, because it just may be something you can relate to. I listen to a lot of people who I disagree with, because I think that whatever they say, every human being is important in this life. So just as how we are, so our elected leaders are. And the Bible says pray for elected leaders, because, they need help too. And some of them could change. Some of them have been through a lot of stuff themselves. I mean, and you look at these things, and people have going from younger to older, and their different marriages, and different businesses, and different, successes and failures. And you learn and see a lot. All I'm saying is that this is our time. Our time to have a say, our time to do, and to have things say, come at us in terms of what we will accept and what we will not accept. We need guidance still. We need focus. We need guidance. We need education. We need to know what we're talking about. We need to know what we're living for, and you need to have a purpose. I say, by God's mercies, and what I've learned is that I should live to give God praise and honor and glory, right? And at the same time, my life perfect? No. Do we have challenges? Yes. Do we have struggles? Yes. Do we have other things too? I got kids, a family, so I got my own issues too. I got things I got to deal with every time then too. I got a lot of friends. Some friends work great together. Some friends agree with me. Some friends don't. But overall, I'm grateful for them. Just that they're alive. I'm grateful for life and liberty and freedom. I love it here in Florida, because it's a red state for one. At the same time, you're right to bear arms. Second, at the same time, it's like they're not up on your business. They're not bugging you. We just want to be left alone. When I say we, I mean people. People just want to be left alone and not bothered. Don't come trying to take what doesn't belong to you. And I ain't gonna do the same. I'm not gonna take what doesn't belong to me. People just want to live their life in peace and have time with their family and friends, and keep some law and order and civility. Respect people's boundaries, respect people's way of living, in the sense that if they're doing it and doesn't encroach and do damage or harm to others, it's fine. I say, put it this way: if you live in according to the 10 Commandments, the one that God has in the Bible, Exodus 20. That's a very good way to start. And when I see people and communities and countries and stuff living according to God's word, they're great. Everything works perfect. We know the devil's out there trying to destroy and harm, but if you counteract that, if you counteract that, the crime and violence in the world with God's word and God's way of living, it'd be much better. I have a friend who just traveled to Japan recently, and she said, "Wow, what a difference! It's like the people here seem to be very orderly. They do the right thing. They said there's not much noise and stuff right there. And I watch other videos too to confer. I'm like, I haven't been there, but it's like little children can take the train at 6 years old. Some of them taking train and stuff back and forth. They have different ways of getting there. They have a very nice advanced system of trains and of like the systems and the kiosks, all these things. And I'm like, it's amazing. Some places around the world are so free and open and so safe, especially for women and children. I feel horrible hearing every time stories of how women and children are being harmed all the time. Men have the old issues too, but men are a little bit different. They're more tough and strong, where they can fight back a lot of things. But women and children get a lot of harm happen to them, Even states like even in red states it happens too, We hear about the recent one in the news about Lake and Lively. And look, a 22-year-old being harmed so brutally by a 26-year-old man who's supposed to come into the country illegally and had a bad history and bad record. But it seems to be crime and violence are happening at younger and younger ages by people we thought would not be doing such a thing. And it's like, what is going on in this world and society? So I'm saying, the videos you see posted and the videos we're trying to make, I can't be one of, I try to do a little bit of everything just to let you see what's going on in our lives and stuff. I cannot, honestly speaking, I cannot say exactly everything I want to say because everything has a domino effect. You know? At the same time, I'm saying, we don't need to have this crime and violence and lawlessness perpetrated. It needs to be lessened and eradicated. We don't need crime and violence in this world. Okay? Including stuff like substances like weed and marijuana. We don't need marijuana and weed be smelling and flowing all over the place. Those things need to be outed. That's an herb. And I always had to say, if you try to take out an herb, the herb will take you out too. No more weed, no more smoking, no more drinking, all that stuff there. Live a good life of peace. Take care of your body. Drink good water and 100% juice and natural stuff. Exercise. Get fresh air. Do what's right, but don't get involved in those things, all those vices that will cause destruction upon themselves. We're not to live for pleasure, or else we will die. An earlier death. An early death in general. But I'm having fun, and then what? What after? You can only do so much. Pleasure and joy. Some people do this, they get involved in cocaine and trafficking and get involved in all kind of drugs and uppers and downers, all these things they bend, all these stuff they do. And yet, what? When you can just be a life in peace. I don't do no drugs and alcohol. I don't drink and smoke. I'm enjoying the life just to be able to walk and get up in my right mind and my, in my own home by the grace of God and not wake up and vomit on someone under some parkway somewhere or get pushed in traffic on that car. I mean, you've heard the stories of people drinking and they say drink responsibly. The only drinking responsibly you can do is to not drink at all. Okay, that's my opinion, but I mean, I guess I kind of had to see the experience of what happens when people do drink and act unruly and ungodly and what happens to it. I've seen it in my life in this little short time I've had, and it has not been good. So I'm saying the best way is God's way. Don't drink, don't smoke and stuff. Even by following the words in the Bible, even though many things sometimes it seems like they've been tampering with some of the things in there, overall, there's still enough pieces of good, vital information that we can garner and glean from it that we can say there's a better way of life through God. There's more hope. There's more hope. There's more vitality. There's more purpose in doing it God's way. So I want to start some readings again. Going to go to 1 Timothy and just a little some. I have to finish the one of David, but I want to go some more in 1 Timothy and stuff in the Bible. I kind of like a guy's perspective. This is from Paul and other. I want to start some readings on that too because I'm gonna finish David's on. I want to get to that one too. I'm gonna use the note book to read a lot, save my voice a bit, and then get back to that because what I want to say is that I've been saying I want to say a long time, right? 20 minutes plus. So, RT that changed career after the whole COVID debacle and what I saw happen in the hospitals, how many people died that should not have died in a horrible way, that didn't have to go through it. And many even religious institutions assisted those things and let the people down. Religion let us down. Healthcare system let us down. Friends and family let us down. Big business let us down. Few families won't even want to get together. Now we go through the cycle like, oh, it's over. It's not over. It's actually just beginning because there are a lot of things they have planned and coming still. If we only knew the amount of things they have planned in the books, Lord help us. But God is making a way. So I say that because I can't change everything else in the out there. I can't fix everything else out there that I see that is bothering us and that is coming at us. All I can do by God's mercy is to try to get His word out to make and to hopefully help make some people consider and look at it in a different perspective, or maybe to say, hey, I agree or don't agree, or just to say, hey, can God's word reach another heart? And we put it, if you notice some stuff online, we put it into the clothing. I put it into some cups. We put it into some stuff. And the store, we're going to revamp those. We know it's mattb.com. We're now expanding into mattb.etsy.com, etsy.com. We want to do things because the videos I make, they're not just about one thing in particular. And I make it with the help of other people as well. Because I'm not just like one-sided person who's doing only this. And it's nice to kind of say I only have one genre and one thing and one focus. But I'm just giving you a little bit of life from, humbly saying my perspective and from what I see other people going through, I mean, and it's that important in the sense that it is that important to me that that's just how yours is important. I want to hear what you have to say too and what you do. And you never know. Sometimes I play videos from all different people. I'm just doing some projects. I'm listening to other people's videos and stuff. Like I listen to people from Printify and Etsy and other stuff, and people talking about what they've done and how much they do and do, how much they make and what they earn and what they can do. This uplifting stuff. Cody Sanchez and other people. Hustle Ninja and these guys. Songs, religious stuff, regular stuff, news. I mean, you name it. I mean, you know what you do for yourself too. I want to help people live life around the world because this is their time. This is our time. How they live life, how they overcome. And it's best to hear stories of overcomers and achievers. I like to hear that because we go through a lot of struggles and challenges left and right. And we just gotta overcome. So some people can look at the video and be like, it's just a rambling of stuff, blah, blah, blah. But I'm just letting you know that this is just a little smattering, a little piece of what's going on in his life here. And one person's point of view saying that we want to get God's word out there into the community, into life, into our being, into our character. And it's one thing to just read it, to see it, and to hear it, but we gotta live it. So what's the best way to live it? Other than just to really live it, bring it into us, incorporate it, stay positive, stay optimistic, stay determined, try the spirits as God says, and keep pushing forward. Don't get discouraged. Don't fall back in it. So we're trying to put God's word in different things of creativity that people may like and learn, on cups and jugs and mugs and stuff, on shirts and apparel. Trying to put comedy stuff. They're trying to put things that people can laugh at. It's not all perfect. Some people say, oh, that's a little raunchy, a little vulgar and stuff. There's a reason why I'm doing some things. I'm not perfect. I might make mistakes. I might make something that may not look the right way and all, But I'm not trying to make people fall down, bring them down, get them all sensualized and messed up. No, I'm trying to say, people, listen, modesty and godly way of doing things and dress and apparel. Yes, there may be some things I want to put characters of strong women doing strong things and good things, not just pinups and and I said pinups and what? Pinups, all those things and those they look up this as sexualized stuff. No, I don't want to do that. Trying to make things where it's just funny and just comedic, and sarcastic. So there's a reason why you see things in terms of videos coming out, in terms of listings coming out in some of the products and stuff in the stores, in terms of design stuff we read about. There's a lot of stuff you're gonna see. So I just say that if you don't get it right now where we are, go back further to the videos in the beginning. There's a lot of videos, but just to see, there's a certain pattern, there's a certain thing you look at, and you say, why? I'm trying to look at how to see the wind is bending the plants. I'm trying to give a little perspective on what we see life is like, because we're not getting any younger, we're getting older. And at the same time, we're learning more. We're learning from experiences. We're learning from what other people have gone through and their experiences. And they're sharing things. And thank God we have the opportunity to give and exchange information back and forth across the whole world. How long will that be how long will that be for? Who knows? It might be ended today, tomorrow, who knows? They still talking about they want to threaten to shut the internet down and hacking and cyber attack, all this stuff. They always talking something. Always want to make us live in fear. God said don't live in fear, but live in faith. And determination. So I'm gonna try to live for God and do what God's asking by his mercies and see. And just to say, we've changed careers I'm outside the hospital system now. I don't work in the system anymore because I didn't like how they were treating the patients and people, and there's still lives are being lost that should not be lost by people who say that they want to save lives, and that's a turn off to me. I'm not gonna be a part of anything that's gonna take lives instead of propagating and giving more life. So I that's my decision in that one. Not easy. You got to start off from scratch, but you got to do it. It's a challenge, but you got to do it. That's me. You may have your reasons and where you are, what you want, what you do, but that's just my humble opinion. And it's like I'm making some tough decisions these days. So yeah, I say God be with all of us in that regards. But we're gonna keep going and trying to see what we can do to spread a message and try to get people to stay encouraged despite it all and to not give up. And hopefully that things will work the way God has it intended, so that we can all, as many of us as possibly, saved and not go through the hardship of this life, in despair and negativity, and not feeling like they have any hope or any friends or anybody at all to look out for them. There are good people in this world. There are a lot of good things. A lot of good things we have here. A lot of stuff back here too. I've been doing just clean up the back here, breaking all the stuff down. Sorry, trees, you okay? Oh man, I gotta get them back up. I gotta put them so they won't be leaning so much. That's also like gardening, like life, right? He's getting older and he's on the lean because the wind has been, it's been a lot of stuff here. But we clean it up, and here's our friend, the dog. He likes to bite this, and give it back. It's Roberto. You know, but just saying, stay tuned, and check back periodically. I don't know what you said. It's crazy. This is what you say. No, I know what I'm saying. Do you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that life is coming at you. Take it as it is. Make good, informed decisions. You know, accept only that which is true and pure and holy. You know, think the good thoughts. And I want to hear what Paul has to say about thinking these good thoughts and doing the right thing and living strong for God. Because many people are telling us to do that, but it's like these are human beings at this point in time. I want to know what happened to people before us and what they said worked for them and didn't work for them. And even more than that, I want to hear what God inspired them to write and tell us. Because we need their words more than ever now. Because the past is happening again in many different forms. So we need to get ready for what's about to happen. So these are all preparations. Okay? So I'm going to start with your next video. Okay? God bless you all. Thank you for your time there. And let's see where it leads. God bless you. Bye-bye.